Hello dear friends, I'd like to welcome you to today's video. Thank you so much for popping by. Today we're going to be doing a first impression, sort of a show and tell of a new foundation that I just picked up. It is the Milani Conceal and Perfect 2-in-1 Foundation plus Concealer. So first I'm going to start off by prepping my skin, and for that I'm going to be using the Wet n Wild Photo Focus Primer. This is the matte one. I'm going ahead and going in with a primer that I know that works well for me. And so I'm going to just pop a little bit of that on the back of my hand. And with the Sigma F05 brush, I'm just going to put this in the areas that I tend to get a little oily. So in my T-zone. Now that I've got that product distributed, I'm going to go in and press that product into the skin. And what that will do is that will help fill up any enlarged pores that you may have or fine lines. Alright, and the next primer I'm going in with is the MAC Strobe Cream. It's just a little mini one. And I'm going to put a little bit again on the back of my hand. Just need a little bit of this. And I'm going to pop this on the parts of my face that I would like a little bit of luminosity. So I'm going to do the tops of my cheekbones, above my eyebrow. Alright, so now for the star of the show, I have got this shade 00B in Light. Just going to pump one pump on the top of my hand and just see how far that gets us. So this foundation is a little thicker, and because of that I'm going to go in with a dense angled foundation brush. This is the Zoeva 112 Face Curve brush, and then I'm just going to begin to pat and swiping motions onto my skin. I like to go in with a brush first because it kind of evenly distributes the product amongst your face, and then after I will go in with a sponge so that way it will absorb any excess product that's on the skin. But I don't want to initially go in with a sponge because I don't want it to absorb the product before it has had a chance to be placed on the skin. It's very full coverage, it's very thick, but it feels very comfortable. And this brush is great for getting in and around the nose area. It's also great for getting around the eyebrows if you prefer to do your eyebrows before you put on your base products. Yeah, now I'm going to go in with my sponge to smooth all of that out and also absorb any extra product that is not needed. So now this product claims to be a medium to full coverage. It's a lightweight, oil-free formula. It's supposed to be long wearing and water resistant. So with the first layer, I definitely feel as if I've got a medium coverage. I do have a bit of redness kind of on the apples of my cheeks. That's usually a little bit harder to cover up. I also have a little bit of spots. So I'm going to go in and do an additional pump and just see if it's buildable, see if we can get it to that full coverage. Now since I've already went in with the first layer with a brush, I'm just going to now take any additional foundation that I want to add on top now that we've got that first initial layer kind of placed where we want to. And I'm just going to use my finger to place where I want some additional coverage. So the redness on my cheeks, some little lovelies that I have. All right, now going back in with our sponge, we are going to go ahead and pounce that in. Also going to smooth that down the neck. Alright, so first impression of this product is that it is extremely comfortable. For a thicker foundation, usually I like more like liquidy, thinner consistency formula in foundation, but for a thicker formula, it is extremely comfortable on the skin. So we were able to achieve like a medium to full coverage. You can still see a little bit of my redness shining through, but that's about as much I want to use. Usually I don't use a whole lot of foundation. Overall, I really like the performance of this foundation. I feel like it's not breaking apart, it's not oxidizing. It has a really decent coverage on it, and it feels extremely comfortable on the skin. Now I am going to be wearing this throughout the day. Got a little bit of work to do on the house, so it's kind of going to be like a little bit of activity, a little bit of lifting, a little bit of just stuff that's not that fun. So we're really going to be able to see if this foundation is actually going to withstand all that throughout our day, and I'm going to be doing a check-in with you guys and just see if this foundation is going to hold up through a work day, relaxed day. I'm kind of doing a little bit of all of it, and so I'm definitely going to let you guys know. To pair with that today, I'm going to pair with that the Milani Conceal and Perfect Longwear Concealer. I have got the shade 120 Vanilla, and I'm going to go ahead and it's just on a little flexible doe foot applicator. I'm going to go ahead and pop that on the darkness that I have on that inner corner, a little bit on that outer corner, a little bit down the center of the nose, a little bit on my cupid's bow, chin, and just the littlest bit on the forehead. Now to blend that in, I'm going to go back with my beauty sponge and just kind of start to blend that out. Alright, I'm going to go in with the remainder of that excess product on the back of my hand. Now this foundation isn't necessarily accentuating my pores, but I can definitely still see some pores around the side of my nose. I'm just going to take a small fluffy brush, got that on the back of my hand, going to tap off any excess, and then I'm just going to gently swirl into those pores. Kind of buff the product into those pores to give a smoothing effect. Alright, so our pores are looking a lot better, a lot more smoothed out. And that product, even though some foundations dry up really quickly and you kind of have to work with them quick, this I noticed you kind of have a little bit more time to perfect and get things, you know, how you want to look. So I love that, love more time. Usually pretty sloth-like on the regular, so that really helps me out. So I'm actually going to do the remainder of my makeup and see how everything lays on top of this, and I'll be right back to check in with you guys. Alright guys, I am back with the finished look. It's super fun, super orangey, I love it. So for the rundown on the foundation, so far I've had it on for about, I would say 45 minutes. It is 2:45 right now, and I am going to check in a little bit later with you guys. So right now, how I'm feeling about it is, I feel like it does provide a good amount of coverage. It is extremely comfortable on the skin. It has not oxidized on me. It's kind of breaking up a little around my nose, but not bad at all. The concealer is doing a good job. The coverage is really good. So far, so good. But we're going to come back here in a little while and check in and see how we like everything. Like if it's a love not. So I will see you guys in a little while. Hey friendlies, so I am back with an update on the Milani Conceal and Perfect 2-in-1 foundation. And I have to say, it did beautifully. So I probably would give it about an 8 out of 10, and then the fact that it is affordable, I will be sure to list the price on the screen for you guys. The fact that it is affordable actually gives an additional point in my book, because when you can find great products at an extremely affordable price point, that at least deserves a point. So I'll give it overall a 9 out of 10. So here is what the foundation looks like. I applied it at about 2 p.m. today, and it's now about 9:30, so it's been about 7.5 hours, and it's holding strong. So far it has not oxidized on me. Everything is still looking clean and smooth, and I'm just getting a little bit oily in the T-zone area, but the foundation itself is not breaking up on me. The only place that it is breaking up a little bit is in this little part of my nose here, but like it's not even noticeable. Like, and I've actually done more activity today than I would normally do in a day anyway. I kind of was doing some decluttering around the house, you know, talking on the phone with my phone like smushed up against my face. The foundation has stayed put, stayed strong, looked beautiful, didn't start breaking up, hasn't emphasized any kind of texture. So I've really enjoyed this foundation. I would absolutely write home about this because it's worth it. Like, extremely good price point, very good coverage. Again, it's a medium to full coverage. You can build it up to a full coverage. I normally kind of like the coverage that's right in between the medium to full, and I was able to build it, and it has remained comfortable. Like, it still doesn't feel like I have anything on my skin, which is a big plus for me because I am not a fan of being able to feel the foundation on my skin. So I absolutely would consider this a love. And as well as the concealer, the coverage is absolutely beautiful. I applied it without any color corrector, and it did an extremely good job covering up the dark circles that I have, and I would definitely use it again. Again, it is extremely affordable, so I would definitely recommend the concealer as well. If you guys have tried this foundation and concealer before, you guys are welcome to leave me a comment. I would be interested to know and how it performed for you. So that about wraps it up, guys. Overall, wonderful foundation, wonderful concealer. I am definitely going to continue using this, and I would definitely recommend it as a everyday foundation because it has been, again, very comfortable, very decently wearing, and I imagine it would be good for a longer wear. Again, it's just been about 7.5 hours. I appreciate you guys so much for hanging out with me today. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, I'd like to invite you to hit the subscribe button down below. If you guys would like to RSVP to the next video, you guys are welcome to also hit the notification bell, and that will notify you of my newest uploads. You guys are the absolute best. I hope your day is as amazing as you are. Sincerely, Shana Jade. P.S. Give a compliment to someone today, and also yourself, because everyone deserves to feel seen and appreciated. Thanks, guys. Bye.